It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. Easily high. There's a drunk couple and they're arguing over money. They were just inside the store. And the guy that's in the store, that worked at that store, he's just like the nicest guy in the world. Everybody in this fucking... See, look at these fucking people. What are they doing? They're like probably staying at a very expensive bed and breakfast or something. They're supposed to be fucking, but they got too drunk at the bar and now they're arguing in the middle of the street in the calmest, quietest town in California. Anyway, what I was going to say is the guy that works at that store is the sweetest guy in the world. All the people that work around here, the locals, are very nice. Are they coming this way? God, they're so loud, but they're walking around the front of the... What the fuck are they? They're probably staying at the DoubleTree. So they just got kicked out of the bars and everything. Well, not just, like a half hour ago. They walking around drunk for a half hour outside? It's 78 degrees out here. No, it is, but I'm just kidding. It's like, why wouldn't they be out here being drunk, walking around outside? But go back to the room, you dipshits. I've never been in here. This is the hotel, the Gold Miners, and it's really nice. It's like the nicest hotel. It's like a convention center type situation. You'll see in the front here in a second. Hope you're doing well. I'm making a bunch of vlogs. I'm walking around at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning tonight. Just smoking cigarettes, drinking energy drinks. That's what's up. So here's the front of that hotel I was telling you about. Here, we're going to go over by the creek and we can look at the front. So yeah, we had to come this way because I live across the creek. This is Wolf Creek, where a bunch of wolves used to be, and they used to eat people. And then they found gold here after that. It was already called Wolf Creek by a couple families of pioneers that had already lived here, that were already here, kind of commingling with the Native Americans that lived here. And they're the original people that called it Wolf Creek. But then in 1848, they found a bunch of gold here, and it all changed. And it became the gold rush, and this place, Grass Valley, became one of the biggest boom towns in history. Like if you look up Grass Valley, California, type in Grass Valley, California boom town, and it will tell you all about the major boom towns, and this is the number one. This is at the top. Anyway, this used to be Chinatown. This area, standing where we are, where this hotel is, this whole area around here. It's now called Tinloy Street, named after the name of one of the guys, the Chinese guys, Mr. Tinloy. But this used to be Chinatown right here, from 1850 to 1938. You could pause that and read that if you like. It was dedicated in 1969. It says some good things about the Chinese people that used to live here in this Chinatown. But in 1938, not 18. In 1938, for some reason, everybody moved to San Francisco, and this Chinatown doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why. But at one point, this Chinatown, this is also in your history books, right where we're standing at one point, other than San Francisco itself, this was the highest concentration of Chinese people in the entire United States, right here. Because they found all this gold and they were digging all these mines and doing all this stuff. So these Chinese immigrants came here just for that. They even called it, if I remember right, the name, like there's a name for San Francisco. So I learned this from my neighbor, that there's this you could also Google. I might have the Chinese name wrong, but I'm pretty good at this stuff usually, even though I come close. Anyway, the name for this place and San Francisco were the same, and it was even the name of, in a way, it even means the name of like what to them at the beginning was the Western world. And it was, I think it's, is it Xinshang? 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 Xinshin? Anyway, it just means pile of gold. It means like mountain of gold. And it was, that was their, and they still call San Francisco by that name. And it means success. So, as I said, at one point in 1850, there were more Chinese people right here where we're walking around than anywhere in the whole United States, other than San Francisco's Chinatown, which is the largest in the United States. But everybody here, for some reason, left in 1938. And I haven't read the history books about that yet. I haven't checked it out and looked into it. So, this street we're on right here, the big bank that we were at earlier is directly up it. This is called Bank Street. Also very significant with this odd little town. Straight ahead of us, you see that big stone wall right there? That's the entry to what used to be the old train station, because there used to be a narrow gauge railroad, and in the old days the only way to get here, because they hadn't built highways before they had cars, and it's very difficult to get here because we're in this mountain valley surrounded by big trees. And anyway, that guy's going crazy in his car. Anyway, this is the old train station, so everybody would come to get here. Like all the presidents that came here, like a bunch of presidents came here. A bunch of important people came here because of all the money, all the gold that they discovered. It was a lot of gold. You could look it up. Anyway, this is the train station. So people would come down those stairs. See this? This is a stairway that goes up. They'd come down these stairs, and there would be carriages waiting, or also a trolley. And depending on your station, you know, if you were rich enough, you had a carriage. If you were a regular person, you would take the trolley, and it would come down and go just to where we just were, just to banks, you know, just to the bank, to downtown, to Mill Street, to the hotels and the bars, dance halls, opera house, used to all be here. Let's go on the scary side. Seems like it's almost a full moon tonight. Not quite though. I listen so closely here at night to see if I can tell the difference, if I'm listening to a frog or a cricket. Let's listen. What do you think, frog or cricket? I think it's a little tiny frog inside of the little cracks in the stone. I don't think that was a cricket. I think it's one of those little tiny tree frogs. But I don't know, I could be wrong. Look at this place. Maybe you can't see because so dark. This was the old train station. It's been raised. There's nothing here anymore, see? It's all flat. Maybe you can't see because it's so dark. Oh. One of these nights, I just got a crazy idea. One of these nights, maybe we should go to the cemetery. I mean, it might be illegal. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it. But I mean, if I see a sign that says no entry past whatever, or cemetery closed at this time, I wouldn't go in. But if there's no sign, the old scary cemetery that's here, there's a really scary cemetery here, guys. Even during the daytime, it's scary there. We could go check it out, maybe. Not tonight, though. Been out already for a long time. But I mean, we could go look. I looked at the clock. There's 12 minutes on this video. Nah. Let's not go to the cemetery tonight. Maybe another night. I don't know. Anyway. Still fun walking around even if we don't go to the cemetery. We don't have to go to the cemetery tonight, do we, guys? Dance church. June 1st. Oh, this already happened. This is a drug thing. When it says Microfest, and there's like some mandala flower with like psychedelic colors around it, and it has the names of a DJ or something like that. It's like people doing mushrooms and dropping acid and jumping around with like light sticks and pacifiers, glow-in-the-dark pacifiers and stuff like that. You never know what you're gonna find around here. So there's a wholesome element here, like the girls at the market. There's wholesome, but at the same time, there is a definite edge to this place. This place is very edgy, like the cemetery that I just said that I didn't want to go to. It's filled with dead people that actually died are buried there. Yeah, most of them died here, from what I understand. Some of it was tragic. And, anyway. What do you think? Frogs or crickets?